What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp. Today I have that promised key switch comparison video for you guys, going over all three of the Razer mechanical switches. We have the Razer Green, the Razer Orange, and the brand new Razer Yellow switch. These are all options that you can pick from if you want to buy the new Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 keyboard. So in this detailed comparison, we're gonna go over the specs and features of each key switch, do a sound test for you guys so you can hear how they sound, even do a comparison to some of the Corsair switches that are out there. This video is just meant to help you in case you wanted to pick up one of the new V2 keyboards and didn't know which switch was best for you or what even the differences were. Hopefully this video helps you out, and stay tuned to the end because we're gonna be giving away one of the brand new V2 keyboards for you guys to win. So starting off with this module, it goes over each individual switch and kind of gives a brief summary. The Razer Green, which is most popular, that is known for being very tactile and clicky, very similar to Cherry Blues. We have the Razer Orange switch, which is tactile and silent. These are very similar to Cherry Browns. Then we have the brand new Razer Yellow switch, which is linear and silent and is a direct competitor to the Cherry Speed switches, which are in some of the new Corsair keyboards. Now what's really cool about this tester is not only does it have each switch there for you to try out, but it has the LED lights inside. And what's cool about this is it'll give you an indication of when the key switch actually registers. The light will go off so you can kind of test out the actuation point. So just for a quick look before we get into the details, the Razer Green switch, which travels 1.9 millimeters, you can see it takes a while for the light to register, but with the new Razer Yellow switches, it only travels 1.2 millimeters to register. It goes off much quicker than the Razer Green. All right, so first we're gonna talk about the Razer Green switch. Like I said, very similar to Blues in the sense that they are very tactile and clicky. The Green switch needs to travel 1.9 millimeters for it to actuate or register as a key press before bottoming out at 4 millimeters. It requires 50 grams of force, and the 1.9 millimeter travel distance is slightly faster than the regular 2 millimeter travel distance on most mechanical key switches. And this is how the Razer Green switches sound. Next up, we have the Razer Orange switch, again, tactile and silent. So when you are actually pressing the key down, you'll feel a little bump, but it's not gonna make a lot of noise like the Greens do. These two travel 1.9 millimeters for it registers as a key press, but it only needs 45 grams of force to register, so it is a slightly lighter switch. And here's a sound test for the Orange switches. Then we have the hot commodity, the new Razer Yellow switch, which are linear and silent. So when you're pressing down on it, you're not gonna feel a tactile bump, and it's gonna be very quiet. Now what's great about these switches is they actuate at only 1.2 millimeters versus the 1.9 on the other Razer switches, so you can press these down significantly quicker than you would others. The total key travel is only 3.5 millimeters as well, so when you're gaming online or something, you're pretty much gonna be pressing keys quicker than anyone else. Like the Oranges, they only require 45 grams of force. And here's a sound test for the new Razer Yellow switches. So now that we have a look at all three of the key switches, real quick, we're gonna take a look at some of the competitors. I've already mentioned a few times that the Greens are very similar to Blues out there since they are just so clicky and loud, but they are some of the most popular switches in these Razer keyboards. A lot of people like that clicky feeling, but some people might not. And the Razer Orange switch, I said, is kind of similar to Browns. They kind of feel the same, but since they are so quiet, they kind of rival the Cherry silent switches that we saw in the Corsair Strafe keyboard. So for a comparison of the Cherry silent switches, they need 45 grams of force to actuate, and they bottom out at only 3.7 millimeters. I'll do a sound test now so you can hear the silent switches. And lastly, the new Razer yellow switches are very similar to the silver cherry speed switches that we find in some of Corsair's new keyboards. They both have an actuation point at only 1.2 millimeters. So again, when you're gaming, you're getting off your key presses and your movements a lot quicker. But the main difference here is that the Razer switches last 80 million key presses while the Corsairs last 50 million. So even if you're pressing them that much, it's kind of an issue. I would recommend getting outside a bit. But the Razer ones with their new green tech switches are lasted to be more durable, but they're both very linear. They're both pretty silent, I'd say, as well. But again, both pretty similar. This is just a quick side-by-side comparison of the two. So when it comes down to it, the decision is gonna be up to you, which one's gonna be best for you. I know personally for me, I've been so used to those cherry speed switches that I can't really go back now. I'm just so used to that for when I'm gaming. So I would pick the Razer yellow switch first. I'd go with the classic clicky Razer green switches second. And then last, that Razer orange switch, just kind of in like a funny spot now. I'd rather have the very silent and linear switch as opposed to the oranges. And I just feel like you either love the clickiness of the greens or not, and if you don't, the Razer yellows are gonna be the way to go. But guys, I just hope this video helped you out, and I hope you now have a better idea of which switch is gonna be best for you in case you're picking up one of the new Black Widow Chroma V2 keyboards. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we are doing a giveaway for one of these keyboards. We're gonna be giving away the V2 with the green switches inside. I'll put a link to the giveaway in the description down below so you can enter, and good luck. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And last, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm Random Frank P. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.